Welcome back to Master Your Glass. This is a special video that I've been holding on to for a very special holiday. It's about the Pisco Punch with Diego Loret De Mola, and I hope you enjoy it.
As everybody knows, or may not, everybody knows that Pisco Sour as being the classic Pisco cocktail. But very few people know that there was a cocktail that preceded the Pisco Sour, which was the Pisco Punch, for about 70 years.
Wow.
The Pisco Sour was invented in 1920 in Peru and Lima by Victor Morris, in his bar, the Morris Bar. But the Pisco Punch actually was served in San Francisco since the 49ers. Mid 1850s, to be more precise, it was getting to know from a bar called the Bank Exchange Saloon, who opened its doors to the public in December of 1853. It was a secret recipe that was passed from owner to owner during those 70 years until this bartender, Duncan Nicol, made it extremely popular. And he died in 1926 during Prohibition, never disclosing the recipe. So everything we know about this recipe is certain ingredients, and maybe by what has been written in historical books about what it may have looked like. But we don't know the recipe, so everything is subject to interpretation. And bartenders in San Francisco, which are very, very adamant and passionate about their cocktails, are bringing it back as a signature cocktail it used to be.
Well, I don't blame them. It's a delicious cocktail.
So basically we know from history, from books, that it used to be made with pisco that came from Peru of a particular type called Italia. So here we have bar sold Italia. Italia is the name of the grape that, guess who brought it to Peru?
I'm gonna go with the Italians.
You got it.
Ah.
The Peruvians called it the grape of the Italians, but it was a type of Muscat. The closest cousin to this grape was the Muscat of Alexander. Super floral, super expressive of all these tropical notes, and no wonder it blended really well with acidity. What type of acidity? Lemon. It could be lemon or it could be lime. We don't really know because the translation in those days, that part of America in 1940s was actually Mexico. And it was conquered by the British or the pioneers in the late 1940s, in 1946, and they changed from Yerba Buena to San Francisco.
Got it.
But the translation of limon, we don't know if it was limon verde or amarillo. Why don't we use both?
I like that.
And finally,
that way we have a chance of at least getting it 50% right, correct?
At least.
Okay.
And finally, it used to have an ingredient, gum syrup. We just don't know what type of gum syrup. It could have been as far as gum arabic, which is rarely used these days, but it's being brought back by bartenders around the world. Or it could have been just pineapple infused gum or pineapple infused Italia Pisco. We just don't know because everything was made in the basement of the bar, and he just brought the concoction ready made just to finish it in front of the patron and just top it with a little bit of lemon juice.
But we do know that the pineapple was part of the recipe?
The pineapple was part of it.
Okay.
Just don't know which part. So for today, we're gonna do first things first. We're gonna cut out a little bit end of our lime so we can squeeze some of it. The recipe I'm doing is gonna consider 1 ounce of citrus. So I'm gonna use ½ ounce of lime and ½ ounce of lemon.
Gotcha.
Lemon is fantastic because it doesn't have that strong acidity, but it has such great fragrance. So sometimes the acidity of the lime with the fragrance of the lemon make a great pair. 2 amigos. So we get the lemon squeezed in here. Let's measure because we should be doing this to perfection. Okay, that's the way we like it. All right. So here's our lemon squeezed, and here's gonna be our lime squeezed. And guess what? We're just about to 1 ounce, right?
Yeah. Just for the show.
That's for the show. Once we have that, we're gonna go to the syrup. It could be simple syrup, easy, equal parts of water and white sugar, blend together, and you're gonna just add it to the lime juice, and then you're gonna have your sour portion of the punch. But if you grab that simple syrup and actually you simmer it and add pineapple to it, you're gonna make this maceration of pineapple simple syrup, and actually you're gonna have a lot more deliciousness of that pineapple coming into the cocktail. So I recommend that if you have time, I recommend the viewer to do it. In this case, we have a pineapple syrup that you're gonna put the recipe.
Yes, I will. I'll put that recipe right in the show description for you.
We're gonna use 1 ounce.
Okay.
Balance that, and I'm just gonna kick it a couple notches and add another ounce of pineapple juice.
So now 1 ounce, 30 mils of pineapple simple, and 1 ounce, 30 mils of pineapple juice, correct?
Correct. Next to the 30 mils of the citrus ingredient, which is lemon lime.
Gotcha.
With that, we're gonna add Pisco. Normally, you would add, probably in a bar, 2 ounces, 60 mils.
Okay.
But maybe because we're at home and we really want to enjoy ourselves and give ourselves a treat and we're not looking for the margin, we're gonna add half.
Gotcha.
So 2.5 ounces of this delicious, fragrant, Pisco.
Okay.
And with that, you have everything ready. But it would not be a punch if you don't have the ingredient. To be a punch, you need the distillate, you need the water ingredient, which is gonna come into the ice.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have the sugar ingredient,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna have the fruit ingredient, and the last ingredient is spice, or commonly known as bitters.
Right.
I like bitters that have a lot of clove ingredients, cinnamon and cardamom if possible. Angostura bitters is the traditional.
Mm-hmm.
I will use it all day long, but I really, really like something called pimento bitters. They'll be called pimento bitters. So we're gonna put a little bit of pimento bitters. Just be generous.
Wonderful.
You know, I know it's strong, but this cocktail is gonna have so much richness. With that, it's ready to go. So now, add the ice. And, well, I'm gonna shake this. How about if you add ice to the beautiful glass?
Absolutely. My pleasure. It's always good to be part of the game here, you know?
Well, you're gonna try it and tell me if we did right or wrong.
Yes, I will, I promise.
Very nice. So we're just gonna give it a nice. There's a lot of ice there, so it doesn't have to be a long shake. Just enough. Mix it together. Not too much dilution, but make it cold so that it can be imbibed. That should be enough for me. Yeah. And finally, we're gonna pour it.
Okay, so strain right over fresh ice, huh?
This cocktail was known to be potent and strong, and it was limited to 2 per 24-hour period. We don't know exactly why, but it's inferred that there was a fortified wine that used to be based out of coca leaves in the 1800s. You know, the Germans and the Italians developed this. So fortified wine vis-a-vis was the beginning of the use of a lot of red vermouth and vermouth around the cocktail era of the 1800s. So Rudyard Kipling describes it as the clouds of a sunset or an early dawn, a sunrise. So right now it doesn't look like a sunrise, does it?
Not yet.
So that's why I like to add just a little bit of that mysterious ingredient we still don't know, but to me, Cinzano red vermouth will do. And it's just a little bit of that.
Oh, I see, that's clever. Beautiful.
And it'll give it a little aura of something a little bit different. And if you want to decorate a little bit further, and actually the macerated pineapples that you use for your gum syrup, you can put it on top and let them just go inside and simmer. So when you finish a cocktail, you're gonna have those beautiful pineapples in your mouth.
I love it.
You pluck one of these little leaves from here.
Okay.
Just
Oh, very beautiful. Indeed, that is amazing.
and that's the San Francisco Pisco Punch.
Cannot wait. Mamma mia. really good, just a really good combination of flavors. The vermouth comes out really nicely. I can see why you picked Dale de Graaf's bitters, because that allspice is really mixing very well with the Italia Pisco and the citrus. It's just very, very well rounded. Now, you would think this is such a refreshing, citrusy drink, which it really is, but because of the vermouth and because of the bitters, it's also got a lot of earthiness to it, which I'm really enjoying. Definitely more sessionable than your sugar bomb sweet citrus cocktails. I am a lucky man, my friend. This is a really cool cocktail. Now, if you like this episode, please hit like and subscribe, and come back for more of Master Your Glass with me, Livio Laro, where you get expert instruction for everyday consumption. Salute!